All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Friday, February 14th, Valentine's Day, set today by Tramp. Let's see what Tramp has for us. So, taxis on rank, outside pub, one sounding horn. Well, I'm immediately thinking somebody who plays the horn could be a saxophonist. Well, we have an S, an X, actually a couple of S's. Um, yeah, so rank can mean awful, and so that's telling us to anagram. So taxis on. Oh, yeah, and that goes outside PH, which apparently stands for public house or a pub. All right. Ooh, I like this grid. Oh, yeah, very nice. Support minor criminal in old age. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's a phrase for old age, like senior senior moments. But support. Oh, of course, criminal can indicate an anagram. Is it an anagram of support minor? Is that the no? No, that's not enough letters. No, I'm going to come back to that one. Ooh, this one begins with X. People in South taken in by foolish hoax. Oh, I think it's some people of Africa. I think, but I can't remember the specific word. Only there is a people whose name begins with an X. Yeah, in South. Yeah, so I think, oh, yeah, so we anagram hoax and then put S for South inside that. I want to say the Xhosa. Let me pause and look that up. All right, it is a people of South Africa. I listened to the pronunciation on Wikipedia and I cannot make that sound. Sort of like Xhosa, but I'm not exactly sure how you do that. All right, first woman, occasionally, red letters for post office on top. Hmm, maybe woman occasionally could be, well, OA perhaps. Red letters. Well, post office on top, I think means it's going to begin with PO. Is it first woman? Or is it maybe first? I don't see it. Slower operator holding up old phone company. An operator could be a user, and is that holding up O for old? Yes. And so the old phone company, actually, I didn't realize they're no longer the current British Telecom, BT. Oh, who is the actress? Something Lipman used to do the ads, and then a user. And so if you are more obtuse, you are slower. All right. Yes, what are they called now? Anyway, wearing spectacles to show wisdom. Spectacles we've seen before, I think can be two O's because they look like my glasses. Yeah, to show wisdom. No, I don't get it. Regularly told migraine affected face. It's connected with facial muscles. Ooh. So I think that must be the definition at the end, something that is connected, maybe something that is literally connected with facial muscles. No, don't know that. Oh, it would be great to get 7 down with all those starting letters. Seeing caramel in order for custard. Oh, so order, I think we just had yesterday in order, maybe telling us to reorder. Seeing caramel. Yes, that is, what are we looking for here? 13 letters, 6 plus 7, yep. So what is custard? Ah, some, almost think something sauce or I'm going to pause and just think about it to see if I can see some words in seeing caramel. All right, I spotted cream in there, CREAM, and I was trying to think cream, and I was looking at gallonase or something, and then I remembered somewhere at the back of my mind that I suppose maybe in French it's called a crème anglaise. Is that right? With an E at the end? I think that's the anagram. Anyway, very happy to get that one. Yeah, let's go back to the crosses. Being in America, fancy that new motor, retiring earlier. Is it a being in America? So some inhabitant of a state or something? Fancy that. And then new motor might be an anagram of motor. Yeah, I can't decipher that one. Swear whenever irritable drinking. Yeah, I don't see that one either. They order madras not when drunk. Oh, I think it might be they order and madras not has 9 letters. So I think that's when it's drunk or anagrammed. They order, that's a funny definition. Um, yeah, let's try the anagram helper. It might be helpful. Matadors, martinets. Yeah, they order. Yeah, maybe it is people who give orders. Uh, yeah, I'm just not seeing it. Manta, mantadors, manta rods. Yeah, for some reason I'm just not seeing that anagram. Heavy metal fan to leave gathering on bike at front. Oh my goodness. Tramp. Yeah, I can't really remember the last time I did tramp, but it's very convoluted clues, it seems to me. But I'm wondering if it is going to be a heavy metal, and we have a word for fan that leaves a word for gathering, and then that goes on a B, maybe bike at front. What would a heavy metal be in 5 letters? Steel? No. Bend ruler with no meters on. Wow. No. This has chromatic scales for harpist to play. I mean, that is a lovely clue. It reads very naturally. Yeah, I'm wondering maybe it's going to be an anagram of for harpist to play. For harpist, 10 letters, and it has chromatic scales. Um, I mean, I'm thinking of some musical instrument, but yeah, maybe it's some kind of fish that has scales and chromatic in the sense of colorful. Oh, yeah, I was looking to see if we had frog, something frog. No, nope. They're in fast car describing rubbish acceleration. Wow. Um, no. Men in jazz show. No. Ring true legend ultimately getting into a party. Is it going to be ring? Ring could be an O. True legend ultimately getting into a party. A do. Oh, legend ultimately would be a D. Yeah, something. I mean, could that be a D and then do and do? No. Old record label into rock's musical intervals. Oh my goodness. Victrola or something. Hold swingers at either side to screw. Okay. Um, swingers at either side is an S, which just might be that S, and then something for to screw, and then it's going to mean hold, sustain, but to screw. No, hopeful initially getting off painkillers. Oh my goodness. Yeah, hopeful initially might be an H and then getting off, and it's going to mean painkillers. No, arrange band in part of a theater. Oh, I think it will be a part of a theater. Yeah. And I think then arrange band would be a charade. I mean, there's the orchestra pit, but the wings, the gods. No. All right. Oh, we looked at that and that. Guessing John finally is 80 posh spread. Um, guessing might be the definition. John finally would be an N. Oh, then maybe is 80 posh? Is that 12 letters? I think it is. So it could be an N followed by an anagram of is 80 posh. That somehow means guessing. Yeah, and maybe it doesn't begin with the N. Let me pause and ponder those letters, see if I can spot any, even like an ending of a word. No, I'm not seeing anything. And posh, of course, could be the usual U. Maybe it is a spread of some kind. break crockery over on side. All right, maybe a word for crockery is turned over and then that's put on L or R for side and the whole thing is going to mean break, which could be a verb or a noun, as in a lucky break. No. Romeo escorts dashing people. Well, Romeo is probably going to be an R, and then maybe a word for escorts, which is going to be ending in an S, and it means dashing people. Like, I'm thinking runners, but I don't know how R plus honors. Yeah, don't see it. Part of victim panic-stricken. They're beaten with sticks. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I think it's probably going to be some kind of drum, perhaps. Oh yes, so and it's a hidden clue, probably the easiest kind. Hidden within victim panic stricken, you have timpani. All right, thank goodness. Item for discussion along with image. All right, again, uh, other solvers on YouTube like Simon and Mark and David Webb often point out by the time the setter gets to the last few clues, they're running out of steam and they maybe have something that's a little more obvious. Something an item for discussion would be a topic. I can see an image would be a pic. I'm not sure about how along with equates to two. There's probably some sense in which they mean the same thing, or you could substitute one for the other. I'm just not getting it at the moment. All right. Oh, so here now my hopeful, initially getting off. I'm thinking it might be aspirin. And I think if you're, yes, if you're hopeful, you're aspiring, well, the initial letter of getting, the G, is taken off, and that gives us the aspirin. All right. And here's our old record label, Into Rocks, musical intervals. Well, when I saw the M there, I thought of EMI. And the rocks, of course, might be stones. And musical intervals would be semitones. Very good. All right. Ooh, so this must be some kind of nerve, I think. It's connected with facial muscles. Goodness gracious. So regularly told. I mean, that sounds like it would be TL, but migraine affected face. Yeah, so where are we getting the V, for example? No, don't. I don't see that yet. And I'm just not thinking of anything there. All right. How about my therein fast car? Oh, well, describing, of course, can mean going around. I'm wondering if you have something for car maybe goes around Rubbish acceleration. Well, it's not going to be an anagram of acceleration because that on its own is more than 10 letters, but maybe a word for acceleration. And then the definition would be therein fast. People who are fasting, or I do like it being maybe just therein, but I don't know what that would mean. People who are staying at home, they're in for the night. Uh, they're in, like they're in the in crowd. Yeah, and if it is therein is as the definition, then it would end in S, I think. And with the fast car, I can see a fast car being a GT, right? But would it be a GTS, GTI? Is that a Golf GTI? I don't think that's particularly a fast car. I suppose it could be. Um, maybe it is a word for acceleration. No. Uh, nothing new on any of these really. Let's try our guessing John finally is 80 posh spread. Yeah, the N would have to, if I'm right, would have to come from the end of John. Oh, and I think it would end in ing. Let me try my N is 80 posh. Oh, hypothesizing. Ah, there must be that. All right. Let's see if I can spell it. I should have made note. I think there's only one O. So I think it must be, oh yeah, if you have a hypothesis, a thesis that is hypo, I think that must be it. All right, then our swear whenever, irritable, drinking. I mean, it sounds like, oh, irritable might be tetchy. And maybe whenever is being drunk by irritable. So maybe it's one of these just worded like Yoda, whenever with irritable drinking it, which could be as. Oh no, tetchy is 6 letters. Swear. Oh, testify, I think would be to swear. Ah, yes, so it is testy is irritable, and that is drinking if whenever something happens. I suppose it's not exactly the same as if and when, they're not exactly the same, but I think that's close enough. All right, does that help me with mine? I'm sure I've heard of this nerve, but I may have to go to Wikipedia and look up nerves of the face. Wearing spectacles to show wisdom. Oh, I think wearing might be in spectacles, in specs, in shades, in in sights maybe. Ah, spectacles, not the ones you wear, but putting on spectacles, providing sights. I think insights would be wisdom. All right, now we're heavy. Metal fan to leave gathering on bike at front. It was at the front of Gathering On. I can't think of a heavy metal G's ending in O. I'm only thinking of Gusto. Oh, we do have more letters now. Oh, it is looking like an anagram of for harpist. Let's try that. Oh, it could be a something fish, actually. Ah, a parrotfish. My instinct was right about it being something with colorful scales. There we go. Happy to get that one. All right, I did go while I was paused. I went to Wikipedia. There is something called a facial nerve, but they also said not to be confused with the trigeminal nerve. Hands up, who knew that one? So how? So I'm thinking migraine is part of an anagram. I'm still not seeing where the V is coming from, so we'll have to check 15 squared at the end for that. All right, now my heavy metal fan. Ooh, to leave gathering on bike at front. Yeah, I can only think of Greco as a prefix. Let me pause and see what else might go between the G and the E. Well, I ended up having to use wordplays.com to see what words fit that pattern, and there's a word grebo. Sort of rings a bell as maybe an insult, an insulting term for somebody, but I've no idea even where the definition is. Is it a heavy metal fan? Would be called a grebo, or is it something on the front of a bike? No idea. All right, how about men in jazz show? Maybe it's double definition men in jazz. Oh, men, you wouldn't say men in jazz. Men, could that be M? And that goes inside something, and then show is the definition. No. Maybe a word for a jazz show can mean men. I just like a gig or a blowing session, I think they used to call them. No, yeah, we'll come back to that one. How about our first woman occasionally read letters? So maybe for post office on top. Maybe it's, first woman we think of, or I think of Eve, but maybe in other cultures there's a different name for the first woman. Maybe Greek mythology. Occasionally read, so R-A or E and D. Yeah, don't see that. Yeah, let's try the anagram helper here. Now that I have some letters. Oh, did I have? I think I had the same letters before and it didn't help me. Moderators. Hmm. Yeah, I'm going to pause and work this one out on paper. The anagram helper just isn't doing it for me today. Yeah, much easier for me on paper because I saw I could have ators and then the leftover letters. Not a word I would think of mandators, but I presume people who mandate something must take place. So they do order. All right, I still don't know who my first woman is. Oh, I was wondering if it's one of those fossil people who have been discovered, but I don't think so. Support minor, criminal in old age. No, still don't see that. Bend. Ruler with no meters on. Well, meter is M, so maybe it's something for a ruler or the name of a famous ruler, and you remove the M and you get bend. Is that the verb or like an S bend, a word for like, oh, maybe an arc or an arch? I think you have safe. Yeah, you bend your back, you arch it. So maybe arch. But then how is ruler march? Yeah, I don't like that. Our fast car. Ring, true legend, ultimately getting into a party. Yeah, don't get that. And hold. No. Oh, we are getting some nice letters for our part of the theater. What's the C something E? CLE, CHE, CRE. Yeah, let me pause and ponder that one. Of course, circle, and then the part of the theater, I suppose, part of the seating, dress circle. Dress to arrange. Yeah, I think you do dress something up, or yeah, arrange it, and then a band, of course, a circle. All right, here's our ah the escorts. Yes, our ushers. Maybe because I just looked at the theater one, that seemed a lot clearer. And so rushers are dashing people. All right. They're in fast car, describing rubbish, acceleration. I wonder if rubbish might be rot that goes inside car or fast car. And then maybe it is acceleration. Yeah, I still don't see it. This ends in a D now. Again, I don't know if it's, I presume it's old age, but some funny definition, old age. What is the first word? Could be something like seeing, saving. No. And there's our being in America. it could be a wild animal native to America, the Americas. Yeah, I keep reading fancy that as fancy that, the exclamation, and just wondering what short, I mean, that could be O-H, fancy that. Oh. All right, I think I'm going to have to go to wordplays.com and see what this first woman might be. All right, I think it is Pandora. I mean, I know Pandora's box, but was she the first woman? And I think occasionally read letters for post office on top. I'm hmm. Yeah, so sorry, occasionally read is RA. I was thinking of and are. That could be good in a clue too, and are. Um, but I think it's the RA and then the letters for post office are P and O on top. All right. Ah, now that I see the N, I think it is a wild animal, and that would be a raccoon. Fancy that is coup, I think. Um, and that goes inside new N, and a motor is a car, and they are retiring. Or I think it's coup plus new, and then earlier you have the retiring motor. All right. Ooh, so this must be second. And I didn't think of second as a possible word. There is some term um, for old age. I think, yeah, second adolescence, second something, but support, yeah, to second something is to support a motion. And then minor, oh, minor could be M maybe, and then a criminal. Yeah, it's some nice way of saying old age, just as senior citizen was a nicer way. Yeah, but I am not seeing it. All right, let me try and get this one out of the way. I'm going to think about it for 30 seconds and then I'm going to go to wordplays.com, I think. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I mean, men might be lads, but I don't see how that would be jazz show. I'm going to go with pass. I know there's a Joe Pass, jazz guitarist. Maybe there's another pass as well, but and show pass, not really. Anyway, let's check it. No, I'm just going to go ahead and reveal that one. Ah, of course, men in jazz would be called Cats, and Cats was a musical. Yeah, very tricky one. All right, they're in fast car, describing rubbish, acceleration. Yeah, again, I'm going to think a little bit, and then I think I'm going to have to go to word plays. All right, well, I did go to word plays for this one, and I'm glad I did. I mean, I know the word. I think it may even have come up in the crossword a few times before, the glitterati. And oh, I think the car is a GTI. Ah, and I think the rubbish is litter and acceleration is A. So the car, the GTI, does describe or go around the litter plus A. And then for the definition is they're in fast or just they're in? the people who are in are the glitterati. I think that's actually how it works. And so fast car is GTI. All right. Now, what does that do to my second? Oh, what is that phrase? Can't think of it. And here's our break. Crockery over on side. Well, it's not over on left or right anyway. Could it be a break in snooker? No, I don't see it. All right, let me Google nice ways of describing old age. Ah, no, it's not what I was thinking of, which yeah, I don't know what I was thinking of, but just second childhood, you might say somebody who's usually when they're going a bit gaga, but maybe they're just enjoying their retirement, they're enjoying their second childhood. So, oh, a minor is a child and a criminal is a hood. That is clever. I'm going to go with arch for this one, and we'll see if that is right. Don't quite get it, other than March without M. All right, and that just leaves 3. Yeah, it's been another tough one. It's been a tough week with Paul and Pascal, and now Trump. Ring true. Maybe that's the definition. If something rings true. And legend, ultimately, I think it's just that D, and that gets into A plus party. It's not our normal do, I think. I think it might be a political party. Con for conservative. Labor, L-A-B. But what's ring true if that is the definition? I mean, it has to be aid and add. No, I'm not saying it. Let me pause. Oh my goodness, it's the party from Northern Ireland, the DUP. And I suppose if things ring true, the facts they add up. I can see that. All right. Break crockery over. I think crockery might be pots. And so that's stop. Over on side. What is side? I don't think it's going to be side literally, but it's going to mean break. Oh, maybe a side of a book or something might be a page, and so stoppage. Yeah, I think that's right. Let's check it. It is right. Okay. Here's our hold. Swingers at either side to screw. Oh, I think 2 is going to be literally 2, and then screw. Is it going to be mate? Stomate? Is that a word? Storage? Hold. Oh, a hold on a ship might be storage. But let's check it. No. Oh, stowage? I usually don't take another bite at the cherry, but I did today. Um, yeah, so to screw, how is to screw wage? I do not get that at all. All right, let's check all. No other typos. All right, let's go to 15 squared. All right, the blog today is by SC Chua. Just says thank you to Tramp. So no editorializing. Oh, and we get a Stan Getz and Charlie Bird. Jazz Samba. Oh, yeah, very good. So let's see. The crosses I didn't. My goodness, that's a big video. Got the raccoon. The parrotfish. Oh, grebo. Definition: a youth favoring heavy metal or punk rock music. All right, so to leave is to go, and that gathers re plus the front letter of bike. All right. Monarch minus M plus on with no meters on, with no MON. Of course, of course. And there is a very colorful parrotfish. And the glitterati, so there's the GTI. It is, I suppose, with all that injection, it is a fast car. And they are members of the fashionable set therein. All right, there's our cats. And stowage. Oh, an amount of salary can be your screw. I do think I've heard that before. I vaguely remember it comes from maybe the Navy or just at sea in general, a sailor's salary. But I do remember seeing that before. But what a tricky way to, of course, great for the surface reading. All right, on the downs, there's that trigeminal nerve. So it's an anagram of the first and third letters of told plus migraine. And face can mean boldness or nerve. Yeah, I think that is, some very specific slang. Face being nerve. Wouldn't have thought of that. And I'm sure we've had it before, but I just don't, I don't make that connection. All right, there's the creme anglaise. The other one I didn't get. To accompanying, as in he tapped his feet to the beat of the music, might be along with the music. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, Matthew loved it. Ricardo looked impossible last night, got there in the end. Well, I'm with Ricardo, I think. Well, Matthew does say something was not cheating. There are no rules. That's good to hear. Oh, John Helliwell was Ian Supertramp, who we had a Supertramp themed crossword. Not easy to say. And sorry, this is Tramp. And so Tramp, I think, yes, I do remember, gave us the Supertramp themed crossword. So I hope people are saying nice things about Tramp. Delightful to see Tramp back. Fun crossword. Trying to work out, oh yes, I don't know, were there some themed words? Oh yeah, so there we go. It was Tramp's tribute to Crime of the Century. Grebo, maybe. John was the saxophonist. All right. So it all makes sense now. All right. Well, that was a fun solve, but yeah, on the trickier side for me, but I got there. Anyway, thanks as always for watching. Have a great day and have a great weekend.